Good morning, friends. First of all, thanks to Naveen Garu for giving me this opportunity to be amongst so many innovators. I really feel very glad to be among such a elite gathering of innovative ideas. And the name of this program itself was very, happy to see that somebody has come up with such a wonderful name. I don't know how many students sitting here know the meaning of this word Jignasa. Can some student tell me what does it mean? Jignasa. Can somebody raise hands if you know the meaning of it? Not the faculty sitting in the front, but I want to hear from the students. Yes, the first row read. Curiosity. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I feel innovation always starts with curiosity. If there is no curiosity, there is no innovation. Look around you, and there is so much that we learn from all around us. And that is what is going to give you ideas where you see that something that is happening around you is not right. And there can be something better than what is happening around you. And that's how your mind starts working and seeing how we can try to see that all around us can be better than what it is today. And that's how innovations start. At IIT Hyderabad, we give so much importance to innovations that we even started changing our name. If you go to IIT Hyderabad website, IITH, we say it stands for Inventing and Innovating in Technology for Humanity. That's how the name is. So the tagline for IITH is this, that we give so much importance to inventing and innovating. To the extent that we have started projects for our students, which we call it as BUILD projects. BUILD, bold and unique ideas leading to development is the name that we give. Even a first semester BTech student, if we have a good idea, every year, twice a year, we call for proposals. We ask the students to put up proposals, whether he is a BTech student or an MTech student or a PhD student, it doesn't matter. And even if somebody is a first year BTech student, it doesn't matter. We call for the proposals and we have a committee which selects some of them and we give 1 lakh rupee to try to see that particular project is implemented by that particular student, if needed with the support of a mentoring teacher. And if the student says, I can do on my own, we still allow the student to do on their own. And take up those ideas which are slowly coming to a higher level of what we call it as TRL, where it can be actually implemented, it can be actually commercialized. We convert them into startups. As Naveen Garu pointed out, we have recently come up with 2 buildings. One we call it as TRP, Technology Research Park, with about 1.5 lakh square foot area, where industries can take space and collaborate with us. There is another building which we have just got ready. Next month it is going to be inaugurated, where we call it as TIP, Technology Innovation Park, where 1.5 lakh square foot area for startups. So I would like to see a number of you trying to utilize an opportunities like this. For example, this TIP is open for the whole country. Anybody who has a good idea wants to see that that idea is nurtured, mentored, and connected to the industries for commercialization. We are willing to do it. So what I would like to say, the proposal to all of you is, out of these 285 projects, I heard that in 15 different subjects, 2 each projects are going to be identified. These 30 projects, I would like to see if at the end of it, if I can get a list of these projects, we would like to invite all those 30 to come to IIT Hyderabad. Okay? And we will form a small committee which will listen to all of you. I would like to possibly see physically those projects. Yesterday, for example, we have a similar program at the national level called DST Inspire program. Some of you might have heard about it. This is at the school level. So yesterday, the school students from the whole Telangana, 37 students from various schools came with variety of projects. And I was watching them for 1.5 hours, going from one booth to the other booth. Very wonderful ideas. And they are all 7th class students to 10th class students. Amazing ideas. And I would always say that India is not having a dearth of ideas. There are amazing ideas even at a smallest kid. I mean, in fact, Naveen Garu was talking about his own son at 9th class level come up with a very innovative product. And these innovations are available all around us. What is needed is nurturing them. What is needed is giving the support that that needs, that kind of a nurturing needs. Just putting a seed somewhere, it doesn't work. If you don't nurture that seed, it doesn't become a huge tree. And it's important to identify such seeds and put them in the proper soil and then nurture them. And that's where I hope if you give me an opportunity, give IIT Hyderabad an opportunity, we are willing to nurture those. And we have a whole ecosystem available. For example, our BTech students, if they have an innovative idea, we don't not only give money, we also say you can take a semester break and I give you 6 credits for that semester break to work on that idea. Even if that idea does not work out well, at least you are able to get some academic credits out of doing them. That your time is not wasted, that you have already got about 6 credits out of it. So this is something that we recently introduced, and that is actually giving a lot of what I would say encouragements for the students to go in that direction of innovation. As Naveen Garu pointed out, we always have been very straight-jacketed, okay, and we never ventured into beyond what we usually conventionally think. I'll just give you a small example of a student of 10th grade. Once upon a time, was given by his teacher a barometer and asked to measure the height of a 10-story building. And the student writes all kinds of answers, saying that I will make this barometer hang and make it like a pendulum, and from the simple harmonic motion I will measure the height of the building. Or I throw it from the top, and then from the time it has taken, I will measure the height of the building. But he doesn't write the answer that the teacher has been waiting for. Many of you might have seen this movie called 3 Idiots. The teacher has asked for a definition of a machine, right? Okay, the teacher has an answer in his mind and he is expecting the student to write that answer. Many a times, I mean even in schools, to be very honest with you, I think you all have faced this. If you don't write anything that the teacher has told in the notes, you don't get marks. You write something beyond the notes, you rarely get marks. Okay? And that's how our education system has been. We have not been allowed to think beyond the notes. And this student writes like that, and finally the teacher decides to call him and ask, why is that you do not know a conventional answer for this question? Simply, I have not given you a stone, I have given you a barometer. The answer to the question is there in the machine that I have given you. He says only one sentence, that I do not want to think conventionally. And that gentleman is Niels Bohr, the person who gave us the whole atomic structure. When we talk about quantum mechanics, all that came from Niels Bohr to a large extent. And this is essential. Thinking what we call it as beyond the box. And that is plausible, and all of you have ideas. It's for all those who are sitting in the front benches, teachers like all of us, to encourage those. And if you don't encourage, people don't do. Okay? And I request all the teachers to encourage good ideas from students and see, you don't need to give money to them. You at least give support to them. Okay? Believe in them. The most important thing is believing in them. I'll give you one more example. In my own field, I work in the area of materials. I'm a metallurgist. Okay? In materials, people define materials, divide them into 2 groups. One is called crystals, another is called amorphous materials. In 1982, one great gentleman by name Dan Shetman looked at a material, an aluminum alloy, and in a microscope he saw very interesting what is called a structure, which had what is called a 5-fold symmetry. And crystallographers always believed that 5-fold symmetry is forbidden. It's not possible in any material. Whereas he has seen it. And he goes to his supervisor and tells him. His supervisor does not believe. When the supervisor goes to the extent to say that you are bringing disgrace to my group, please leave my group. Because he started coining a new word called quasi-crystal. Because if you are not accepting it as a crystal, I will call it as a quasi-crystal. A new field called quasi-crystal emerged. And it took quite some time for him to prove to the world that he is actually talking sense by talking to a number of mathematicians, and finally he came up with a theory that such possibilities exist in materials. And in 1984, after 2 years of struggle, his first paper got accepted. But what is interesting is, in 2011, he got a Nobel Prize for all the persuasion that he has done, the passion that he had. It's very, very important that just having an idea is not important. Having a passion to pursue that is very important. And believing in yourself when everybody around you does not believe in you. Why I have to tell you this is, in 1978, 6 years before this gentleman published his paper, there was a paper published by Banaras Hindu University. Again, people like all of you doing PhD there. And their own guide did not believe. So though they have published a paper, because there was no support coming from the guide, they went very slow on that. They did not pursue it with a lot of vigor, the way Dan Shetman did it. And finally, what happened? We lost a Nobel Prize. Why? Because the students possibly did not believe in themselves. So this is very important lesson for all of us, to learn that the students should believe in themselves. First and foremost, Jignasa is the beginning. You should have the Jignasa. Second, you should be able to think beyond what you see around you. Third, you should have the confidence in what you are thinking. And be able to move forward in spite of everybody around you not believing in yourself. And that one day would take you to a great leader. Leaders are never made by anybody. Leaders are self-made. Please, it is for you to decide whether you want to be a leader or a follower. So I request all of you to have your self-confidence. You may come from a very small place, it doesn't matter. Today I am standing in front of you. I started my life with a diploma in a polytechnic at Vijayawada. At that time I did not even know what an IIT means. But I believe that if you work hard, one day you will definitely have your dreams realized. And dreams are very important in life. How many of you have read a book called Ignited Minds by Abdul Kalam? I do not know. If you have not read that book, it's just about 100 rupees. Much less than a pizza that you eat. Please go and buy this book and read that book. It's a novel kind of a book. If you start, you can't stop it. Read until you finish it. And in that book, Abdul Kalam says everybody should dream, and dreams should be as colorful as possible. And I had dreams, and I'm sure all of you sitting here have dreams. But what is important is not just to have dreams, to pursue those dreams, and do not give up when everybody around you ridicules you. Everybody around you does not believe in you. Please, this is something which is essential at your age. If you have that passion to pursue your dreams, one day you will definitely be a great leader that India will be proud of. And these innovations which are essential for this country to one day be called as a leader. We have always been followers. But then if you look back, 1,000 years back, India has been a leader. People used to come to India to learn. Nalanda, Takshashila, all of you know. For example, at IIT Hyderabad, we started a new fellowship, PhD fellowship, which we call it as first fellowship for international research scholars in technology, we call it as. Where anybody with a foreign passport want to do a PhD at IIT Hyderabad, we say we give you 60,000 rupees per month. Whereas our own students, we give 30,000, 35,000. We say we want to attract people, brilliant people. We don't take everybody. We say you should have got at least 8.5 CGPA in your BTech, wherever you have done. And with that kind of brilliant people, we want to see if they can come, see the ecosystem of India, and see what can be learned from India. Yesterday in our Senate, we got an approval to start a new department called Heritage Science and Technology. I strongly believe there is so much to learn from our Indian heritage. And we have started 5 Sanskrit courses at IIT Hyderabad, with an intention that by the time you finish the 5th course, the student is so strong in Sanskrit grammar that he or she is able to read the scriptures and find out the science behind it. The great science that India has. Just to tell you, okay, I am a metallurgist. How many of you have gone to Delhi? I do not know. If you have gone to Delhi and seen Qutub Minar, just by the side of Qutub Minar in that area, there is an iron pillar which has been standing there for 600 years, never corroded. We call it as rustless wonder. This is something from India. A steel that was made. When I was a BTech student, I was told the steel is made by somebody called Bessemer, who is from UK. But interesting thing that at that particular point of time, I was a naive fellow, did not know that in India, steel was made 2000 years back in the borders of Andhra and Karnataka, and it was called Ukku. All of us call Ukku steel, right? And this Ukku people did not know how to pronounce from overseas. They started calling it woods, W-O-O-T-Z. Go to Google and put this word W-O-O-T-Z. You will see people have written poetry about it. A fabulous material. A material which was fascinated by so many outsiders who used to come to India. Alexander the Great has used this. It was called Damascus sword. The sword which can cut a helmet into 2 pieces. Samurais, Japanese samurais used it. All this has come from India. And somehow we have lost the technology over the years. And now I know people in Oxford and Cambridge are doing research now of how to replicate this steel. Amazing steel. And we know it is very difficult to make a steel of that kind into a sword. A steel, that particular steel, people did find out what is the composition of it. It has about 1.2% carbon. A steel with 1.2% carbon is very brittle. As a metallurgist, I can say. But how a brittle material is made into a form of a sheet, like a sword, and which was so strong. And somebody took a piece of that a few years back, put it into a microscope, and they saw carbon nanotubes in them. And many of you in chemistry know carbon nanotubes are discovered in 1998 or so. We are talking about 2000 years back. Amazing things are there in India. Must be proud to be an Indian. Always we think we are low. Okay? And we always wait for somebody to tell us and we follow. Yesterday this is exactly what I told to some of my faculty members who were saying, okay, whether it is worthy to have a Department of Heritage Science and Technology at an IIT. I told them when Cambridge or Oxford will start a heritage center, then we will be ready to start. But we don't want to start in the beginning. We don't want to be the leaders. We always remain to be a followers. And I am very happy to see so many innovators in front of me who all want to be leaders. Please pursue your dreams. Okay? Never give up. And I'm sure one day you will be standing here and giving lecture to somebody. Okay? All the best to all of you. Thank you.